And we're live. So it's been a couple weeks. So who would like to provide last session?
Well, we went to Hurling Craw to see what was wrong with Marthow's brain. He rejected the suggestion that there might be something wrong with his own brain, but we convinced him to go to get a physical to see if there was anything similar to between the two brains. We couldn't find anything conclusive about his, though. We decided we were just going to have to go on to Droaam and try to find Mourning, and I was told House Orien might be able to portal us there. We went back to Tacitus's room before leaving so that we could try to open up the magic box we got from the lightning rail. It was lead lined, but the box itself detected as magical. Tacitus managed to eliminate all the magical protections on the box, and Ivar managed to pick the physical lock. And inside we found a magic, apparently dragon-marked iguana, which we wound up selling to House Fidelis for 3,000 gold pieces and a promise of 2,000 more if the dragon mark turned out to be real, which we would have to stick around for 4 to 6 weeks to find out about. We got these multiple letters of credit from them. Ivar ran off very quickly to do something. Petrie found out that there was free healthcare, and then they went back, and it turned out they couldn't help him anyway or identify the curse on him. And Elmorn spent the entire time in the council learning more, presumably, about the origin of the Mournlands.
I did say don't hold your breath on that extra 2,000 gold pieces, by the way.
You did say that.
Yes.
Yeah. And we all accepted the risk. Clearly we did.
I forgot to connect my Ethernet cable, so 1 second. Hopefully Lisa doesn't trip on it tonight. That's not at all like a tripwire.
You gotta pull it up so she's got a limbo underneath
it. She's not that tall, so I wouldn't have to pull it up that far. Okay.
Hang it really high and then say, Lisa, come here quickly.
Or you do the old trick where you keep it on the ground and as she's running in, you pull on it.
Oh yeah.
It's some classic.
You won't divorce me for that.
It's early. I think she'll forgive you.
Hawk, I just moved you in there. I don't have to move you out.
All right, so yes, you found the dragon-marked or supposedly dragon-marked iguana. Ivar has done a thing, and Elmorn is just returned to join you guys, meeting with the Council of the 12. Elmorn looks pretty grim because he did not get what he was looking for. And so, because there's no official answer anyways with what the Mournland is or what caused it, Elmorn, you were able to learn a minor fact. I'm going to use a combination of story dice and some of your own suggestions to hear what it is that happened with the Mournland that you learned.
Cool.
Oh, give me a little tidbit. The council tell you.
I'm sorry, I cannot think of anything.
It's never evening in the mornings.
Maybe something about The effects of the Mournlands on people?
Okay. So did tell you something about how the Mournland seems to people. So missions that have gone into the Mournland, most of it is confidential. But Elmorn, you making your case and their humanity, knowing your plight and your relationship as a Syrian refugee yourself, they did tell you that land seems to be corrupting force and may actually be getting larger. In addition, when enacting force, they say that some of the creatures countered by those that have risked their lives in expedition to that dangerous area, traversing the gray mists. Many of them seem to have characteristics of people that so some of these creatures seem to actually be the bodies or the corrupted individuals that survived and had been changed process within this magical. There are also some unsubstantiated cases that describe seeing three columns of light that appeared and seemed to impact the ground points in Cyre just before. So they don't know much more than that, or at least they didn't provide you with much more than that.
Can you tell me of the location?
And obviously,
light?
they couldn't even give a guess because they were so large, and like the witness testimony is from those that observed from the outside, so hundreds of miles away. Because otherwise they likely wouldn't have survived the day of mourning. But I imagine Elmorn might be concerned by the potential ramifications of that idea that the Mournland has corrupted those caught within. So,
well, Sigil told me my daughter was alive, so yeah.
Join the group. The lizard. And now you guys have discussed moving on to your way towards Droaam.
Shall we head to House Orien then? Their enclave here? They should be able to get us there in no time. Through the teleport circles and all.
Sure, I can lead you there.
Thank you, Testus. It's been a while since I've returned, and I don't think I've actually ever visited the outpost, the Tower of the 12.
Well, follow me.
So you guys head through the doorway in the typical sense that you have since joining your group. And he leads you to in front of doors on either side of this desk, and there seems to be some sort of receptionist there. Next is a man. Where is it?
It's a man.
It's a man.
Is this a different man than we saw as the receptionist before?
This receptionist that you guys saw when you went to the main area was a lady.
Okay, so this is a different receptionist in a different area.
Right. So this is a clear initiate or member of House Cannith, specific to our House, or not House Cannith, House Orien. There is the circle with the silhouette of a unicorn, kind of turning into the circle.
Hey, you.
Work. There we go.
Or hey, boy, I guess would be the appropriate. We're looking to use the teleportation circle to get out of here. Can you point us in the right direction?
You guys see that?
Yeah.
The dude.
Yeah, I see.
And he kind of looks at you over, like, through his eyebrows, kind of, and then his nose is turned up a bit, and he says, "Are you customers of House Orien wishing to purchase transport?"
Well, purchase if necessary. However, I've spent many, many years with my master Bruce, traveling through the caravans and such. I'm well known to House Orien. You may know of me as Marthow the Handsome, the Beautiful, the Brave.
Or no such.
Handsome.
I'm sorry, but your reputation does not precede you. I am not aware of you.
Ah.
So you are. What is your relationship exactly with House Orien?
I spent years traveling with my master, Master Bruce Campbell, and
once more, this is a name that is still unfamiliar to me.
Well,
In
what did I write in my bio? Yes. Well, I mean, House Orien is an expansive household all over the country with many remote locations. It is not surprising that perhaps news has not made its way out here for some of the more remote areas. Spent a lot of time in well, gosh, I just can't quite remember. The road is long, and it all starts to look the same after a while.
Convenient that you suddenly forget.
These are the saviors of all those people on that train.
Oh, well, excuse me. Humble myself before these heroes. Yeah.
Is that sarcasm?
They've done more for this world than you have already.
Heroes and kings all must pay the fees unless of the house. Things may be different.
What is the fees here?
What is it exactly that you are seeking? Where are you traveling to, or what is it that you wish to deliver?
We wish to travel to Droaam.
Droaam.
Yes.
A place full of dangers to do such a thing, but we will take you there. By which route would you prefer?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch you there.
I said, Droaam is a haven of monsters and only the mad would travel there, but still, if your money pays, we shall take you there. Mostly safely.
Much
shall you be?
But
by which would you like to travel?
The teleportation circle would be most convenient. I know that there's one that exists on these grounds.
He looks at you through his eyebrows again. He looks at you through his eyebrows again and says, teleportation is highly service. Do you have the funds to pay for such means of travel?
What funds do you require?
Typically, teleportation priced around 10,000 gold pieces per 100 miles.
Well, let's do the math. How far can 2,000 get us?
And then, Marthow, how are you reacting to this guy's like snark and the difficulty that he's giving Marthow?
Marthow's getting visibly annoyed. And you can see kind of his countenance is starting to fade a little bit. He's not like struggling yet, but he's gonna do something drastic sooner than later. Now, we haven't fought and nearly died multiple times to receive snark from some whipping boy. And that's snark.
Or a protector of caravans.
Gold pieces for something which I know to those who are in league and friendly with House Orien is significantly less than that. I will not stand here and be robbed by a swatling.
Marthow, with in past, like a member of House Orien, or were you just working as a mercenary or protector or guard for them? Or
my master Bruce Campbell was a member of House Orien, and I traveled with him and helped him out on the caravan. He kind of took me under his wing. So I'm not a member per se, but I would be, very friendly and have like good faith with House Orien. As I've spent many years helping their cause.
So, G, like, any evidence of your of Bruce Campbell, and perhaps any shenanigans involving sword arms and
I would not have that information. I wouldn't have any direct proof on me. However, Charles would. As Charles, so Charles was actually Bruce's manservant. And then after one evening, we were set upon by a band of performers, which actually ended up killing Bruce. And Charles went with me afterwards and became my manservant. So any kind of clutches would be back at the Hampson Mansion under care of Charles, not necessarily on myself.
The snarky little rat-looking dude kind of eyeballs you and says, sort of, try. So you say that you had protected caravans. Were you some sort of mercenary or guard? Sure, you were paid for your services just as any other. How would that merit any relationship with the house other than purely monetary?
I was not paid with neither money, nor clothing, nor food. I was paid with love and care by Master Campbell and his manservant, now my manservant, Charles.
So he's about to continue, and then somebody walks through one of the doors. So this individual walks through one of the doors, and Marthow, you get a glimpse of her fuzzy memory, recollectance. Highly, but there's something. But the minute that her eyes and she sprints over to you, leaping into your arms, mouth. And then she says, "Oh, Marthow, dear, it has been too long. Where have you been? I've been worried sick about you."
Do my eyes deceive me? Is this some kind of cruel joke?
Why, no. It is me.
Lyra.
God damn it.
Lyra, I missed you. And I start.
Miss Sonda!
Oh,
my sister!
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, the excitement. I get them mixed up sometimes, you know, words and letters.
It's all right.
It's been so long. What brings you here?
Marthow, why, I have been promoted as a courier of House Orien.
The what?
It's at that point that you remember that she's actually house, and you glance down at around her elbow, and you see outlines of a dragonmarked.
And did she say she was a courier, or what was that?
Like a courtier.
Oh, like a courtesan?
whatever that word is. Yeah. She's kind of like...
And a courier are two different things.
Very.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. You sure have risen far. It has been some time since we tumbled in the hills of Droaam.
Her eyes kind of shift, and she's like, Droaam? Why, I've never been, nor would I go. Of Marthow, have you hit your head?
Something's happened to his head.
Yes, unfortunately, Tacitus is right. We have urgent business in Droaam. It appears I may have fallen under some kind of malady that perhaps we can cure if we're able to get out there. Now, this fine gentleman sitting at the desk here is trying to rob us of using the teleportation circles. I'm surprised you keep people around.
Glares. She turns and glares. She says, "Is this true?" He kind of and says, "Need to pay."
He said, "Ain't to pay."
And they're customers. They need to pay.
Oh.
And then she says, this is Marthow, the handsome. He traveled with Bruce Campbell. He is one of our house and very well known. Done so much for us during the last war. How could you not know?
Apparently,
and then
it's up to a certain age in school nowadays. I wouldn't fault the lad for it. He's just doing. However, I will not accept to be insulted here. After so much.
Should you, my dear? Nor should you. Come, let me take you to the teleportation circle. We'll get you all straightened out. The other guy, no! They must pay. They are still customers. Nonsense. I will use my favor within the house to allow this to happen. What? Shut up! They take you back, and then you walk through the halls of the House Cannith area of the towers. It's kind of like a very decadent halls made of marble, trimmed with gold. Definitely demonstrates the deep wealth House Orien commands and the amount that they're willing to put forth in terms of how they takes you directly to the teleportation circle. Are when sitting around, and when they see her, attention, and then she commands them to begin the ritual of the teleportation. And then she says, "Now, Marthow, you can stand there in that circle along with your friends, although also welcome to stay with me for a while. Right now."
I would love nothing more than to bask in your loins. Alas, this is a task that cannot wait.
I just like whisper to Elmorn. Do these lines work?
Apparently.
We did say he had something wrong with his brain, right?
Wait, brain? What's wrong with the brain? Oh, Marthow!
I'm sure it's nothing. Hey, perhaps we're probably not going to be back in time, but House Vidanis, that's the animal one.
Vidalis.
Right? Is that?
Yeah.
Vidalis? Vidalis. Okay.
Isn't that
Yeah.
like a Viagra type medicine?
House Vidalis owes us 2,000 gold. Perhaps you can acquire that for us in a couple of weeks. 4, maybe 6.
On what business?
Just mention an iguana. They'll know what we're talking about.
Iguana? Could be a number of iguanas. Why would they remember any specific one?
Well, you mentioned us and an iguana. It should,
All right,
it should jog their memory.
I will do what I can. I feel kind of like Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
Sure you don't want to come with us?
Yes,
Oh, I would love to, but my responsibilities require me to stay here. But I would love nothing more to follow Marthow to the ends of the earth.
Me too.
let it be known that that was said by somebody. Don't worry, baby. I'll be back.
Give me some sugar, baby. That's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah. She kind of shudders.
That's her shuddering.
So do you guys step into the teleportation circle then?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out of here as
and
soon as
then
possible.
Although I'm perfectly happy to stay an extra day so you can bask in her loins. I'll find something to do.
It's all right. As we're going, I just kind of like nod to her and say, "Hail to the king, baby."
Oh! And then that would be the moment that her panties dropped, but Marthow knows for a fact that she doesn't wear them. So
Hey, what a coincidence. Neither do I.
So then one of the individuals, a more senior looking man, to the group and says, "The only teleportation circle that we have available in Droaam is in the city of Greywall. I hope that is acceptable.
It's fine for me.
Very well. Our recommendation, being the guides of your traveling, is that you stay in the human quarters of Greywall. To journey outside of the human quarters would bring great danger and risk to any outsiders to that city."
Noted.
Understood.
And then
No liability for those who leave the human quarters. They should get us to sign like a waiver.
So the individuals are charging up the teleportation circle. Each one of them bears a dragon mark of House Orien, the mark of passage, and each dragon mark begins to glow as they make rhythmic movements with their hands and feet, kind of almost like a strange dance around the circle. And as they do that, the circle begins to glow, and you can see runes that were previously hidden within the floor take shape with a blue blue light. Up, light becomes more intense, and the circle begins until it's almost a cylinder of light inside. And just as it was about to finish, there's suddenly, you notice a shadow charge into the door and say, "Hey, wait!" And then with that, concentration was broken by one or two of the House Orien mark bearers. Snaps, and you guys are instantly teleported, and each of you has a very strange sensation that encapsulates your whole body, and followed by a slight nausea as the lights and the swirling do happen all around you. And for a moment, there's this weird movement, but then a sudden stop. Are kind of floating in this mid space where everything is, if you are in outer space, but rather than the black vast sea of emptiness, it's more of a purple swirling. Not a cloud that encompasses you, but it's so omnidirectional and present that it almost takes that form, except you can see and make out each one of you clearly. As you're there, you suddenly see this strange commotion off in the distance. And each of you are kind of drawn to it. Flash forward towards it, and it appears that there is a tree, and you can see the shape of this being fighting against this person with swords, and the person in the fight, the hood of their cloak falls down, and you see that it's Colmar. Colmar is fighting this person. Look at the person, you don't recognize them, but it's strange because there are two images superimposed on top of one another. Man dual-wielding swords who pins Colmar to the tree with these swords. The superimposed image is something that looks more like
Oh, fuck.
Wait.
It's that thing again.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen this thing.
It's from our dreams.
Wait, was it all of our dream?
You, me, Colmer, and Marthow. There was that big storyboard which we went through,
Right.
remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should know we all had dreamed about that thing.
and then suddenly, though, you feel something. You feel a tug at your hand. Realize that the tug is not your hand. It seems to be somebody trying to pull your sword out of your grasp.
My precious. And I try and slap the hand away.
So as you try to slap the hand away, it continues to persist, and you feel this pressure.
Okay.
And you hear a voice saying, "Yes, let's do this."
I guess I draw my sword.
So as you draw your sword, you are suddenly now in that field with the swordman behind him.
And Colmer's like up against the tree, and while I go to plunge my sword into him.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Okay. 18.
So plunge it is into him, and you hear something. So you see the figure kind of wince and collapse in pain and try to escape from the blow as best it can. Then as that happens, you hear something very strange. Along the lines of what was it? Blood is power, bitch. But the strange thing is not the words, but the fact that saying it.
I said it.
And then suddenly you flash back with the others. So you and all of you get this sense that is somewhat in danger.
That who's in danger?
And then
Someone.
you want to know it. And then before you can even all really process what just happened, they appear in a room. Just before the room sort of materializes, because it's almost like this purple haze that you're surrounded by begins to collapse as if they're bricks, revealing this room around you. So just before that happens, though, you hear like a pop, and then the room becomes revealed. A room that is made of rough masoned stone. And it appears to be, but oddly, not game animals, but rather you see the head of an orc, the head of a man, the head of some red-skinned, horned humanoid. You even see the head of something that looks like with tentacles falling down around its mouth. Various strange, and they look to be artifacts from, and you see writing and script that none of you recognize from any of the things that you've known in Corbear. Hear something behind you.
Quick question. Does Marthow know whether or not people know, like on the other side of the teleportation circles, know when people are coming, or if it's like just a surprise that people just like show up?
Surprise, motherfucker.
So, when using a teleportation circle, when you come out, the other side is supposed to know.
Okay,
It's not a surprise sort of thing.
it's not like a Banff and like here we are. Gotcha.
But everybody, give me a perception check.
Come on, dice.
15.
19.
15.
8.
11.
So most of you notice that you're not standing in a circle. There's a noise, and when you turn around, you see massive blue-skinned horned creature draped over a table. The creature is wearing very fine robes made of exotic fur that appears to be very soft and done in a style that's very elegant. And standing over him, a man like this. Except that he's holding a knife and currently in the middle of disemboweling this creature.
Does he look like he notices that we're there?
As you turn around, that's when he notices you. And he has a grin and says, "Ah, perfect." And then he tosses the knife at one of you. It tosses it at Petrie. Knife coming. You have half a second to react. What do you do?
I catch it.
And the guy's
It goes through my hands.
You catch it with your palm. So you guys, of course you have that one too. Person says, "I was wondering how I was going to escape with this." He begins. He crashes out the window. Everybody has 1 moment to react before he does that, though.
Says, I wonder how I was gonna escape with this.
What's that?
Can you say again what happened? I think you cut out.
So,
or the line of dialogue that he said.
oh, he was saying, "Perfect. I was wondering how I was going to get away with this. Now I have patsies." He begins to turn towards the window as if he's gonna like break through it.
Can I draw my bow and fire an arrow?
Sure.
Okay. So I am. Let's see. I guess if I hit. It's a 20.
Natural?
No, not a natural.
Okay. So
And it's a grasping arrow.
it's a grasping arrow?
Yes, arcane archer. So poisonous brambles and chains appear and wrap around him so that he is minus 10 feet to his speed. And if he moves, he'll take additional poison damage.
Oh, nice.
How far away is he?
All right, so what kind of damage? What type of damage does he take?
He takes 8 regular damage. And he would also take 10 poison damage from the initial hit.
So he curses and says, "Ah!" He's now fighting with these vines, trying to escape them.
How far is he?
Get away from
It's a
everyone.
DC 14 athletics check to clear this vines.
If he's within 15 feet, I would lightning lure him.
If he's within 15 feet, I would run and tackle him.
And I would assist. We'll do a high-low hit on him.
Marthow would probably, not knowing everybody's going to be doing actions, he would probably try to cast Reduce on him.
Wow,
So-
we're all pretty quick thinkers. Like, I can get away with this. And we're like, we're going off looking at that time.
Marthow, you're casting Reduce on him?
That's what Marthow would do, so that he couldn't jump out and escape as well.
So thing is Ivar hits him with this grasping arrow that wraps around him in these thorny. Marthow then runs over and taps him, making him smaller and allowing. Basically, I see this being a little midget dude, like a football pile dude between Tacitus, Petrie, and Elmorn. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You high low on a low guy? Does it just tackling?
We just pile on now at this point, yeah.
So, Justin and Ivar, because you're not directly engaged with this guy right now, both of you give me perception checks.
That was a natural 1, so.
Who else then? Sorry.
Marthow. Action like cutting out for you guys.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not terrible, but words are missed here and there.
Hold on, let me see if I can improve that. I think I know what happened.
Like, I'm really not sure who this dude is or if he came with us or.
Net neutrality happened. And now you got to pay $5 more to use the video.
All right, is this better?
Yeah, did you put a quarter in your computer?
Pretty much.
Yes, operator. I'd like to get 10 more minutes, please.
Blue Wizard needs food badly.
All right. So Martha, you get the perception check. So what did you roll?
I I had initially or a new one?
What was your initial perception? Wait a minute. Which are you talking about? With circle?
When we first came out.
Okay, no, you get another one.
Okay. That's 13.
All right. So you notice that the creature beside you, with the blue skin, the horns, and the fancy robes, the blood that has been pumping out of his wounds has stopped pumping, and his eyes glaze over. And at that moment, there's like a loud klaxon that pierces throughout the building. And within a moment after that, you hear pounding at the door.
Like what kind of pounding? Like a boom boom.
Like a boom, 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 like something. And then, a moment later, you see the door begin to start to splinter under the barrage of force repeatedly hitting into the door.
Hey,
Bless you.
You may not want to be holding that knife when they come in.
Should probably present the now small man first. Let him be the first person they see. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, none of this, and he starts heading for the window.
Well, that's
Wait, Petrie starts heading for the window.
Yeah.
no, that's nope. That just looks suspect. You stay here. Come on now.
So
he just looks over at it, sees it, and he tries to see how high it is.
Just look scared.
So, the guy that you guys have tackled and grappled and wrapped up in spiky, thorny vines with poison, is looking pretty bad. His fine clothing is all torn up. He's got scrapes and blood all over him. He's got at least a broken arm, and one eye is kind of swollen shut from the poisonous thorns of the grasping arrow launched by Ivar. And he says, "Oh, I'm gonna get you guys for this."
We'll see.
I don't know how. You don't even know who the fuck we are.
And we don't know who you are. Perhaps we should introduce ourselves or each other prior to your incarceration. Suppose that would be a privacy that we could offer you.
He doesn't. The less he knows about us, the better.
He looks at you and he says, "You guys don't understand where you are, do you?" And then he kind of spits up and coughs blood. You let me go or not, we're all gonna die the minute that door breaks down.
We'll see.
Only one way to find out.
So,
is there any place in this room I can hide?
So, that is a good question. Give me an investigation check.
19.
All right. So you see the outline or the outlay of the room is, once again, this is kind of a trophy room crammed with various humanoid heads put upon various plaques around the room. During your investigation, you notice one of them is a blue-skinned, horned creature, much like the other one, and there's a label underneath it that says "Mom." And There's the table that the creature is on. There is a bureau not too far away that, given your small size, you could potentially make it into a temporary hiding spot, but it won't hold up to. It wouldn't hold up once they got in. But if you want to go over it and open it up, it looks like it opens up like one of those like mini closet type things.
How big is the
And-
blue guy? Could I like snuggle into his robes?
You want to pull a tauntaun?
Like not crawl inside him, but like half underneath him inside the robe.
Give me a stealth check.
27. Rolled 19. Or an 18.
So
28.
you guys all watch Ivar the gnome bound away, crawling beside this dude's bloody corpse, snuggling up beside him in his robes. What is everybody else doing?
What are you doing? What?
Yeah, Peachy's heading back to the window.
How in the world did you save anybody from that train? What's going on?
So there's pounding at the door, and I'm dogpiled on top of this dude, right?
You were, but you guys have kind of picked him up and grabbed him.
Okay.
Between the three of you.
Well, if there's loud pounding at the door and this dude's laughing and stuff, I would ready my weapon and raise an eyebrow at what Petrie and Ivar are doing.
Oh, I also forgot. In the teleportation, Elmorn, something strange happened to you. You look like you have smashed egg on your face.
No!
But it's not. It's like you realize that it's like a mark on your head that looks like an egg yolk and like pieces of shell like crumbled into your forehead.
Are you trying to say something?
And you feel very strange.
I hope I don't feel sad.
No, you don't feel sad. You feel confused.
I check my pouch.
You realize you're much larger than you used to feel.
I check my bag where I keep egg.
He's not there.
Oh God. Are you telling me I got like spliced with egg?
I just told you look like you got egg on your face, but it's not.
Okay.
And you feel weird.
First,
All
there
right,
was
well,
Brundle.
I guess I'm just now noticing this as we've already tackled this dude and everything. So
Yeah.
if that were the actual case, I would probably be looking at myself like, what the fuck?
I would grab the guy to make sure he doesn't get away.
But then the pounding.
There's another pound at the door, and you can see a hole has been punched through, and the wood is continuing to splinter.
I would ready my weapon at this point.
All right. The door explodes in, and the first thing that leaps through the threshold, which is about 20 feet away from everybody, is the massive silver-furred creature of a wolf. That stands to its shoulder is about 4.5 feet tall, the largest wolf that you've ever seen. And it bears its large fangs at you. Its head as big as any one of your chests, except Ivar's. The head is as big as Ivar. And the next thing that comes through is a furred creature with the head of a hyena and carrying a, like draped in what looks to be some kind of chitinous armor, wielding a mace.
Do we know what these are?
You guys can give me. We'll go with either nature check or a straight intelligence check.
That's a 10 from me.
I also can.
I got an 18.
I'm hiding, so I'm not looking.
A 9.
So, those of you that got a 9 or a 10, it's just the biggest goddamn wolf you ever saw, and something that looks like a hyena man. But Petrie, that's the biggest goddamn wolf you ever saw, and standing next to it is a gnoll.
Well,
And
any response
so,
since it's busted through?
with gnolls, you know that they're creatures that hunt in packs. They're wild, feral. They have a history of barbarically taking towns that are on the border between Droaam and Breland, and really butchering whoever they come across, eating their flesh, with their war bands that have, up until the formation of Droaam as a nation, they were really a big problem that Breland was facing during the last war.
Take a picture of an owl.
And the thing that was on the desk or table or whatever doesn't look like a null.
No. If you guys want to do another knowledge check, you could. That one wouldn't be nature, though.
Okay.
That'd just be straight intelligence.
Got an 18.
I also have an 18.
I got a 1. Just a big
I have
donut.
a 9.
Elmorn, you think it's one of the Blue Man group. So Tony or Tacitus and Ivar looks to me, or looks to you guys, to be like an ogre mage.
An orgy mage?
It's an orgy. Oh, I forgot about that. I was writing this up. But...
I'll never forget it.
So the gnoll bares its teeth as the wolf does, and there seems to be another figure hidden behind the gnoll that's still lurching in the doorway, and the voice from behind the gnoll says, "They have killed our master. Get them!"
This guy killed your master.
They don't seem to care. So that'll be initiative, and also a quick break.
Okay.
Yeah, don't.
Give me some sugar, baby. That's what you're supposed to say.
Greetings.
Hey.
You know, I think together we could make a. I think we can make some bad chicklet for an like chicklet dialogue.
Some bad chicklet dialogue?
Yeah, you know, like those books that have like
Oh!
have
Yes!
like the very muscular dude. Like he might be on a ship. He has his shirt off. Like those kinds of books. Like if we just talk and record it, like we could probably push some up.
Oh yeah, and then just get the transcripts, and then it's gold, man. Money in the bank.
It would be if something like that existed, and like it had a fan base, and then they found out like it was just written by like a couple random dudes.
Well, have you seen some of the books that are self-published, like on Amazon with the Kindle?
No, I haven't really looked at a whole lot of them.
Oh my god! Like
There's one which made it to like #1, and it's just a book of retweeted tweets.
Well, 50 Shades of Grey was fan fiction. You could be millionaires.
I didn't catch you, Kurt.
I said 50 Shades of Grey was fan fiction. You could
That
all
is-
be millionaires.
That is true.
So, like, here's an example. There's a whole genre of dinosaur erotica. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me gay. Helicopter man pounds dinosaur billionaire ass.
By the way, speaking of 50 Shades of Grey, a billionaire dinosaur made me gay is clearly derivative.
Now, my question is dinosaur billionaire a character that spans multiple books? Like, is there a dinosaur billionaire story arc?
Or is that what people are into?
I have no idea. Like the shit that you'll find is so weird. Like when you look at like the self-published section, especially the erotica on Amazon Kindle.
John
All
Hammond,
right.
you lost it all with an addiction to billionaire dinosaur bad boys. That is until a freak accidentally Work imbues John with the ability to transform into an achingly handsome helicopter at will.
What?
I think that's Marthow's new little subtitle there. Marthow the achingly handsome.
All right, what do we got for initiative?
17.
18.
10.
12.
15.
All right, so we got Elmorn, Cassis. Sorry.
Helicopter Man Pounds Dinosaur Billionaire Ass, written by Dr. Chuck Tingle.
Oh, you guys are just now discovering the magic of Chuck Tingle? I love Chuck Tingle.
Nope. Oh wait, that's Chuck Testa. Never mind.
A superhero origin story that will take you to the edge of gay erotic romance and stare bravely into the abyss.
So, sorry, Marthow, Petrie, and Ivar, what did you guys get?
I have 15.
I got 10.
All right. So, Elmorn, you're up. Tacitus on deck. The knoll is in the hole.
All right, so right now we're just basically squaring off against this wolf and Null, right?
They are making it very clear that they are ready to charge and attack.
Okay.
Like the knoll has risen his mace over his head and is getting ready to charge.
And how far are they from us right now?
They are about 25 feet away.
Okay, you're not gonna like this, but I yell at everyone, "Stay behind me!" And I ready. I just have my halberd ready with my egg yolk body and shell body. And I cast Compel Duel.
Is that a bonus action?
Yeah,
Okay. Who are you casting it on?
the Null.
All right.
Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
I have too many windows open.
It's cold outside.
He seems to become enraged and is really focusing his eyes very squarely on Elmorn. Elmorn, what does that spell look like? How does Elmorn appear as he casts it?
I point my halberd at him, and I shout, "It's time to do." Except one of those duels are like, "Ooh."
All right.
But I still have an action, correct? Because I only use my bonus action, right?
Right, but you're holding it, right?
Oh, I was just gonna stand there. Is that holding an action?
No, that's just
Not using
Because with my action. Oh shit. Okay. Up to 3.
you remembered your reach, didn't you?
No, Bane. It's an action. Up to 3 creatures of my choice that I can see within range. I didn't know I could affect both of them. So
but that's a concentration spell, so as is compelled duel, isn't it?
is it?
Yeah.
Well, Bane is, but is. Oh yeah. Okay, they both are. Okay, never mind then. All right.
Do you want to change your duel?
No, I already put that out there.
All right.
Then I'll just hold my action, I guess.
Okay. Tacitus, you're up. Noel's on deck. Marthow is in the hole.
Alrighty. I'm familiar with this tactic. I've seen it before. Maybe, I don't know.
I've heard
we've traveled shortly in a previous time. I'm gonna let's see, double check. Yeah, let's try this. I will step beside Elmorn, and I will cast Thunderwave out in front of us. It's a 15-foot cube in front of me, assuming I can kind of get everybody.
Isn't that spell centered on you though?
No, it's from me. So it's got to be adjacent to my space, basically. But it's a cube.
You're on the face of a cube. You're not in the center of a cube.
Right.
Oh, really? I've always been reading that spell way wrong then.
You have to go into the spell casting section where it talks about the different shapes of spells.
When it talks about cube, yeah.
All right, so it's a 15-foot cube in front of you, but they're 25 feet away.
All of them?
Yeah,
No.
the threshold of the door is 25 feet away.
So, well, some of them came in though, right?
Yeah, but they just came in. Like they haven't had a chance to really get in far. So if you want, you can also hold your action until they come.
Yeah. Okay. So there was the wolf, the gnoll, and there's a third person, right? Third being
behind them. Yeah, that you can't see very clearly.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold my action to cast Thunderwave whenever at least 2 of them gets within that 15-foot cube range. If it looks like that third person might be coming in as well, I might hold a moment and cast with it whenever that person's also within it. But
okay.
Basically, I'm just keeping an eye on whoever that third one is, to see if I can get all 3. But I'm perfectly happy with 2 as well.
Okay. So, the gnoll, gnashing its teeth and foaming at the mouth, raises its mace over its head, its spiked mace, and charges forward. As he does, he enters Elmorn's reach.
Oh my god, it finally happened. So I take my opportunity attack.
Except Knowles. I'm not even making this up. I just looked at this. Knowles have an ability called Sudden Rush. Until the end of the turn, the Knoll's speed increases by 60 feet and doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity.
All right.
But you can still hit it. I'm not going to take it away from you this time.
No, it's okay. I don't want to cheat. I play by the rules. Bring him.
Is this the tunnel fighter ability?
No, it's his polearm master.
Mm.
Wait, what?
And then he's also got Sentinel.
Yeah, Sentinel. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Oh. Well,
No,
Sentinel
I thought it
doesn't-
was the
Sentinel
polearm
doesn't
Oh,
have
no,
master.
no, no. Polar Master does give me
Yeah.
a attack. Yeah.
Yeah, when they come into your reach, and then the Sentinel feat makes you give them 0 foot
Still.
movement.
Yep. All right. No, that's fine. So
All right.
he was baited by my duel, though, right? He's coming at me.
Absolutely.
All right, good.
He has no problem just sinking into you. So he raises his mace and attacks with that. And he's going to miss horribly.
Yeah.
But then, so he brings it down and misses, but then brings it back up in kind of sideways swing. And that's a 23.
Can I use an action point to make him re-roll it? Since I didn't take my Sentinel thing that you were going to give me?
All right. So he re-rolled it, and now he rolled a 26.
God damn it!
And so you're gonna take 7 damage from the impact of the mace, and then as the mace impacts, he lurches forward and attempts to bite your throat.
So is that
But-
7 damage reduced at all on my resistance? Or does that not even apply anymore?
Oh yes, it is. You still have that resistance.
All right, cool.
And then he tries to take a bite out of your neck, but you manage to avoid it, either putting your halberd in front and having it close its jaws on that, or just knocking it away, however you envision that.
Okay. How much did I take from the mace then?
3.
Okay.
Marthow, you're up. Ivor on deck. Then the wolf is in the hole.
So Marthow's gonna move as well as he can to kind of see if he can kind of get a clear shot. And he's gonna cast Hex on the wolf
Okay.
as a bonus action, and then I'm gonna cast a level 2 Chaos Bolt at the wolf.
All right.
And that's a 26.
It's a hit.
And it does 11. Let's call it thunder damage. And it does not. I don't get to continue it.
Okay.
And then an additional 1d6. So a 15 total damage.
Okay.
11 thunder, 4 necrotic.
Also, Elmorn, I read this wrong. This sudden rush ability is an action, so I wouldn't have been able to attack using it. So you can go ahead and do your attack, and if it hits, you can stop it and you can take the 3 points of damage back.
Okay. Okay, well, I rolled a natural 1.
Okay. I won't make you. We're not going to do the confirmation or anything because it's already something that passed. So
Yes, let's
we're not going to worry about that.
move on. It's fine.
Yeah. Keep moving. All right. Ivor, you're up. Wolf is on deck. Petrie is in the hole.
So, hearing these sounds of combat, I am going to come out of hiding and I will draw back my bowstring, and an inky black arrow begins to form. black ichor sort of dropping to the floor, or at least onto this creature that I'm hiding in, and I'm gonna loose an arrow at the wolf.
You have advantage because you are doing it from hiding, and the wolf did not notice you.
22.
It's a hit.
Yep. 8 points of arrow damage, and then the sneak attack is 3 more. So 11.
What does your shadow arrow do?
It doesn't actually do anything other than a different.
Oh, that's not like your arcane archer.
No, it's just my bow can now form arrows automatically.
Okay. So the wolf has taken a bit of damage. Its fur is now bloodied and matted on one side, but it yells out in fury, and it actually doesn't go forward. It bounds off to the side, leaps off of the wall, locks eyes with Petrie as it growls and launches for Petrie's throat.
And I'll use half my movement to get up because I imagine I was laying prone.
Was Petrie
Right.
behind us?
Yeah, I was way back. I was at the window. I'm guessing which was just back of the room.
So you were at the back of the room by the window?
Yeah.
All right. So it uses its full movement to get to you. It has to use a dash action to get to you then. But it is.
Would it move within
10 feet of Elmorn?
or 15 feet?
No, it didn't need to. It kind of went around completely. Because it rather than go through you guys, it wanted to go around to get to Petrie.
Okay. That was my reaction.
So Petrie, this thing is right in your face.
Yeah. And it's my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if I could use an action point to use its momentum to like try and fling it out the window.
Yeah.
Cool. What
So
do you want me to roll?
you wouldn't even need to use an action point. You could just do
Okay.
like a grapple check.
Yeah, okay. Let's try that out. Wrestle a giant, big old wolf.
All right. The wolf got an 11.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I haven't rolled yet. I have got a 19. And I think I
Okay.
+1, so it's 20. Yeah.
So describe what happens.
So it like goes to jump at me, and I sort of like go underneath it with my shield and try and fling it over me out the window.
Hopefully we're not on the first floor.
So the window shatters because it's a glass window. It's not
Yeah.
like just a stone, like there's nothing there. And you can hear the wolf kind of yelp in surprise. Like a very, very like puppy like yelp. As it then flies through the air out the window. And then the creature that was hidden beyond the threshold comes through. And it looks much like the knoll, but it is much larger in its frame, but it's also much more wiry in some senses. And it trailing behind it, it's carrying a three-headed flail that it's dragging across the ground. and it's taking slow, loping steps forward towards Tacitus and Elmorn, which then, Tacitus, your action would be activated first.
Delightful. Alrighty, they have to make a con save. Both the gnolls, I guess.
Okay.
DC
So-
15.
First one, critical fail.
Nice.
Chance for critical fail. Let's see what actually happens. Jesus, another one.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Save it for the other guy. Come on.
Now, and then that one is also a failure.
Delightful.
So, you have a choice, Tacitus.
Okay.
Either you can roll twice. You can roll the percentile die twice to see what you get with the critical failure chart.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, actually, that's considered a critical hit for you. Because it's a spell that you're casting. So you can roll twice on the critical hit chart and have both things take effect. Or, however you describe it, whatever happens, happens. You have a free sort of
Right.
wild card.
Carte blanche.
The what? The which one was it that epically failed?
The Knoll, the one that
regular-
attacked
the regular one?
Elmorn.
Question is, how lucky do I feel with these percentage? Could I, because normally, so they're both going to get pushed at least 10 feet away. The one that failed, could I push it 20 feet away? Double the distance as well?
Mm-hmm.
Like double
Well,
damage?
let me also roll for the other one too. So the other one. So the other one got a 16.
Oh, I thought it failed.
No. So I was rolling for the other guy because he rolled a natural one. So I rolled again to confirm, and he rolled a natural one. And so I rolled again to see if that
okay.
one got confirmed.
Okay.
So it's a triple crit, basically.
Got it.
For that one guy.
So since he saved, could I push the one into him so that they both get pushed back?
Yeah.
So they just both get pushed back 10 feet instead of only one?
Yeah, but
saves,
then
he wouldn't
also, whatever damage gets done to the knoll that you hit, half that damage is going to go to the larger one as well.
Okay. All right, so it's a 2d8 damage here. Because they crit failed twice, that doesn't bump the damage, does it?
Oh yeah, it's actually it's double max damage. So that one failed twice, so it's triple max.
Okay. So that's 2d8.
So 16,
So 16,
times
yeah.
3.
That's a number.
Yeah, it's 48.
Alrighty.
So the knoll takes 48 damage,
And gets pushed into the bigger knoll, right?
which takes 24 damage.
On top of my 2d8 for him? Or just, I'm fine with just taking the 28 too.
Well, well, no, because if he saves, he takes half damage and wouldn't normally be moved, right?
Right.
All right, so yeah, he still takes 1d8 in addition to that.
7.
So 31 total to the larger knoll. 48 to the knoll. Describe its death.
The small one.
Yeah.
So I imagine the big one is coming in, kind of swinging the his three-headed flail around, and he goes to start swinging towards one of us, and that's whenever the spell goes off, and his subject or whatever he is to the big one gets thrown in as he's swinging forward. The three flails kind of wrap around its like neck, and like one of the but like they still like swing around and smash him in the face as well. And then it's kind of like knocks into him, and he kind of falls back as well.
Excellent.
Marthow can't laugh.
What's that?
Marthow just can't help but laugh. With enemies like this, who needs friends?
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably not that great of a thing because that creates an audible boom out to 300 feet. So we might want to get moving.
Not a bad observation. So the larger knoll uses the rest of its action to untangle its flail from his fallen subordinate. And we're back to the top of the round. Elmorn, you're up. Tacitus on deck. Marthow in the hole.
So Tacitus destroyed this knoll that I was fighting, though, right?
Oh yeah, and twice over.
His head's on backwards now.
Can I just get a recap of the scene right now?
Absolutely. So the knoll and the wolf burst forward from the door. You held ready your stance. You dueled. The knoll charged forward to attack you. You swung at it. You missed. Tacitus stepped up next to you. Marthow launched a chaos bolt at the wolf, also hexing it. Ivar hit the wolf with an arrow, while Petrie knocked it out of the building as it bounded around the outer edge of the room to meet Petrie. And then finally this thing, the larger knoll, jumped forward and was blasted back by the thunderous energy of Tacitus's thunder wave, which had little effect on the larger knoll, but sent the smaller one tumbling back, wrapping and tangling in the mace and getting smashed and its neck broken in the process as both of them tumbled back in a heap of limbs. And now the larger knoll is disentangling its weapon from its subordinate and readying another charge.
Okay. Sounds like they've got the wolf pretty much handled. So I'll go after this larger knoll and strike it.
Can you reapply your compelled duel? How does that work?
I mean, I could, but if I run up to it and he tries to move away from me, I can always hit him and stop him. So he might as well be compelled to duel me at that point, when I'm in his face. I'll save my spell slot. So yeah, I'll just run up to him and attack him with my halberd.
Okay. Do it.
23?
It's a hit.
Right. And then you want me to roll the damage or the attack for my extra attack and my bonus attack too now? Or do you want me to do the damage first?
However you want to do them.
Okay. So I'm gonna first I'll overhead slash with my halberd, follow up with the butt of the halberd, and then come back around and slash again. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. So 23 for the first one. 13 for the butt of the
Nope.
halberd. And then even worse for the third one. So I only hit him once. All right. And then let's say D10. 12 slashing damage.
All right. Tacitus, you're up. Marthow on deck. Ivor in the hole.
Alrighty. I'll go ahead and just pull out. I was kind of like take out my quarterstaff just to have it ready, but I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to kind of, since Elmorn stepped forward to attack that thing, I will, step to the side if necessary to have a clean shot with a firebolt.
Okay.
Let's see. Come on. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm just going to go ahead and action point to reroll this one.
All right.
I don't like ones. I'm not a fan of them.
They're not good.
That's not much better. That's a whopping 3 on the die. Total 10.
Nope.
Alrighty. But nothing broke. That's the good thing.
That is a good thing. So the gnoll actually uses its flail to knock away your attempt at the firebolt, deflecting it into the wall and creating a scorch mark in the stone masonry. Marthow, you're up. Ivor on deck. Petrie in the hole.
I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force on the gnoll that Elmorn is fighting, and I'm going to root an image in its mind of a giant of like Elmorn as like a giant war chieftain, like a gnoll war chieftain, presumably the scariest in the land. And the war chieftain just strikes fear in it, I guess.
All right. So let's see. Intelligence saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
Natural 1. And confirmed. So it's basically as if you get a critical success. So go ahead and roll a percentile die.
Uh, 90. Oh wait,
So close to.
or is that a 0? Actually, no, that's a 9, not a 90. My bad.
Okay. So not only does it create a fear effect for the thing against Elmorn, but it also is able to push the creature back another 10 feet.
Okay.
So it was 15 feet, then 10 feet more, so 25. So now 35. So it's actually outside, just outside the room right now. Also, Ivar and Petrie, give me perception checks.
Perception. 7.
Ivar, you're muted.
22.
All right.
Is our little friend leaving us?
All right. Message sent. Ivar, you're up.
Let's see. Out the open window.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see anything. Okay. I am going to first. I'm going to take it 2 shots at the large null. It's a 2 plus whatever, so I'm sure it's a miss. 21. And I am going to turn it into a shadow arrow. So it has to make a DC 14 wisdom save.
All right. Yeah, it didn't pass.
Okay, so it takes 6 arrow damage, 11 psychic damage, and it can see no further than 5 feet.
Nice.
Its head is shrouded in like a dark mist that forms around it.
All right. Petrie, before you can act, you now hear what Ivar heard, which is the sound of scratching from outside the window, which approaches louder and louder until you see the wolf once more claw its way up the window, its claws actually tearing into the stone masonry as easily as hot knives through butter, and launches itself once more at you.
Oh.
I really don't like you.
No, it really does not. So it's
It
first
senses your
attack.
hatred of it.
First attack is a natural 20.
Of course it is. Splat.
I've rolled 5 ones. It's about goddamn time I rolled a 20.
And Ivar says, "Oh, watch out for the wolf."
Yeah. And as I look over to you, it's done a critical hit on me.
Yeah, and its confirmation for the critical is a 19. A natural 19, so it's like a 26. But it's not another 20. So 87 on the critical hit chart.
At least it's not 100.
True. A special one.
How Ivar and Petrie, how close together are you?
I would be on the table, on top of the table where the ogre mage was, or Yeah, I remember.
which is also right next to the window. So you guys are kind of right next to each other, right?
Yes, sir.
So, Petrie, you take double max damage. Ivar, you take single max damage. As the claw swipes across Petrie and catches you in the periphery. So it's you guys take. Petrie, you take 20. Ivar, you take 10. And then it's following up with a bite attack, which misses horribly, but not natural miss.
Don't you guys know if the DM asks, you guys are right next to each other, right? You're supposed to say no.
Don't you know if someone asked if you're a god,
You say yes.
you say yes.
That whole scene has been running through my head right now.
What scene?
Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters.
Oh.
If someone asks if you're a god, you say yes.
Petrie, you're up.
Okay, so it's back in through the window, and it's
Yeah.
just like shoved me aside.
No, it's on top of you.
Oh,
Like,
it's on top of me.
Clawing and biting at you.
Oh, okay. Can I throw it back out the window?
Not really in position to do that anymore. So since it's like momentum is taking you away from the
makes
window.
sense. Okay, well, let's just strike it. Let's attack it with my sword. All right. 15.
It's a hit.
Ooh, baby. What's my D? Ooh, hell yeah. 9. So 9 damage.
All right. So the wolf actually yelps and jumps away from you and looks like it's beginning to stalk you. And at that point, you're looking at it. You notice that the matted fur from the previous attacks seems to have vanished. And the damage is no longer there. But the wound that you left in its shoulder or flank seems to kind of sizzle. So now this other larger knoll. Well, Petrie, is that it? Did you want anything?
Yeah,
anything
that's
else
it.
you were gonna do?
No, it's fine.
All right. So this larger knoll is like thrashing around in all directions with its mace, and it yells in this horrible, resonating sort of screech. And at that point, you hear footsteps coming from the room beyond as reinforcements are beginning to come in. So, yeah, top of the round, Elmorn, Tacitus, Marthow.
Is it worth staying? Should we try and leave? So this large knoll is still in my face, though, right?
No, it's 35 feet away from you.
Oh, 35 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just turned in terror at you.
Oh, that's right. You turned me into a giant war chief knoll. That's right. Or he thinks I am. Wait. Okay. Wait. I want to tell him to tell the reinforcements to stay back, to not come. Belay that order.
Give me an insight check.
I have minus insight. Yeah. I'll use an action point on that one.
All right.
Yeah. I'll use an action point on that one. God damn it! Well, I only have one action point left, so I'm not going to use it.
Insights are gnolls don't actually have war chiefs.
So wait, insight or not insight? Is an action point like treated as advantage, or do I need to give you my last roll?
No, it's you get to re-roll the d20.
What does that mean? Do I tell you what my last roll was?
Yeah.
No, I mean you don't have to take the worst of the rolls.
Okay, my best roll was an 8 total.
All right. So you are very confident that it understands every word you're saying and is going to relay it perfectly to its comrades.
Oh wait, I speak Dwarvish. That could be Gnollish, right?
Yes, just like Italian can be Spanish.
Yeah, Italian is Spanish. Just with a bunch of O's at the end. All right. Well, is that my action?
Yeah, forget about it.
No.
Okay. If I'm confident that he understood me, even though I'm gonna assume that he didn't in our conversation, then I would hold my ground, be ready for anything. So I'll hold my action.
All right. Estes, Marthow, Ivor. Actually, you guys, well, the wolf is still there, so Estes, Marthow, Ivor.
Sorry, I was cutting out there. Say again.
I was just saying, Tacitus, Marthow, and Ivor are up.
Oh, okay. So we have the wolf doing some shit. How's everybody looking over there by the wolf?
Alive.
Once again, Kurt, you're muted.
Ivar looks fine.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. I'm gonna cast Minute Meteors. And I'm gonna throw one of them at the gnoll.
Okay.
It has to. Let's double check here. I think it has to make a dex save. Yeah, dex save, DC 15.
I'd imagine it's a disadvantage as well because it can't see it.
Exactly. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Did you get a 1?
I did.
Yeah, there you go.
But then its follow-up roll was 16. Well, that's also a disadvantage. So then, yeah, it's confirmed. So roll percentile.
Okay. Uh, 46.
Jesus Christ. Target is limited to either a move action, bonus action, or standard action for 1d4 turns. So I rolled a 2 for that. So for 2 turns, it's limited. So its movement is it's limited in its what it can do. It can't see farther than 5 feet, and it thinks that even if it could see, it would think that there's a giant gnollish war chief thing present and scared of it.
So the damage is
and
normally
on top of the fact that you deal double max damage.
So let's see here. So 24 damage then.
Ooh.
So go ahead and describe how you injure this creature in such a way that it can't do its full turn.
So it's limited to what now again?
It can only take one type of action for 2 turns.
All right.
So it can either move, standard action, or bonus action, but it can't do any combination of them.
That's fire damage, by the way. I don't know if that matters. But because it's a small meteor, I imagine it's it just beams him right in the back of the head, so he's like kind of dazed, and so he's like kind of almost confused for a moment. He's causing him to only be able to take the one action at a time.
All right. Yeah, I thought you were gonna go with the ball shot there personally, but you took the high road literally.
Yeah.
Oh, this poor massive thing trying to kill you guys.
I don't pretend to know the anatomy of a gnoll. I can see its head.
All right. Marthow, Ivor, and then the wolf.
So there's the wolf that Petrie's fighting in the window or near the window. And then there's the gnoll that got scared. And are those the only 2 creatures that we're fighting right now?
Yeah, but you guys can hear more coming. Everyone, give me a perception check.
I should clarify. I still have 5 more meteors rotating around me.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, okay.
13.
12.
11.
What was yours, Tony? Tacitus? Perception check.
Perception. Okay. Got a 20.
Tacitus, what was yours?
Oh, shit. 23.
All right, message sent to you guys. Martho, you're up. Ivor on deck. Wolf on the hole. In the hole.
All right. How far am I from the door where the gnoll was pushed back out of?
You're 25 feet away from there.
Okay. How far away from the window am I?
You're about 25 feet from there as well.
So I'm gonna move to the window.
Okay.
And if I look out the window, what would I see?
Several indistinct creatures flying around the tower, and a 20-foot drop. Well, probably more like a 30-foot drop to the ground, and a what looks to be a town all around you.
I see. Is the town does it look like a modern town or?
No, it's a strange town. The buildings are made from all different types of materials. Some are wood with thatched roofs, others are made of stone, others are cobbled together from mud and clay in various different designs. There's no kind of unifying architecture within the town.
I see. Did the wolf that flew out the window, is that the one that's back?
Yes.
Okay.
So the things that you see from outside, they seem, I mean, they're indistinct because they're kind of caught in the shadow of the night sky, with several of Eberron's moons kind of causing them to be cast in silhouette. But you see that they're flying on wings, and you see that they're incredibly large.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cast a level 3 chaos bolt at the wolf.
Okay.
$21.
It's a hit.
Oh, come on, man. See, 13. So we have 18 psychic damage and 5 necrotic.
All right. You heard it pretty bad with that one. As the bolt struck it, you could see its kind of shudder, almost in a sort of a seizure that slightly overtook it for a moment. And as it broke through, you noticed that its ears are beginning to bleed a bit. Iber, you're up.
I'm going to spend an action point to take an extra action to draw out a smoke stick and throw it through the door out into the hallway. So the hallway fills with smoke.
Nice.
And as my regular action, I'm going to take 2 shots at the wolf. Natural 20. And then that's pretty good. A 21 to confirm.
Roll your percentile.
37.
All right, you lame the wolf. It's got half movement speed until it gets healed.
It takes 5 points of arrow damage. My second shot is probably a miss of 13.
It's not.
Oh. Then it takes 7 points of arrow damage.
Are you adding your sneak attack since it's right next to Petrie?
I did to the first one.
Okay.
I just rolled a 1 on that too.
All right. So the wolf is bounding away from Petrie after its intense reaction to the cut of his sword. So Petrie, you get an attack of opportunity.
Sorry, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Or
They didn't know that I was doing stuff.
you get an attack of opportunity on the wolf.
Ooh, yeah, let's hit it. 19.
It's a hit.
Alright, damage. Oh, sweet. 9 again. It's a good D8.
Right. So once again, it shudders as the wound seems to inflict a lot more pain than any of the other abuse that is being thrown at it. And it lunges at Marthow and begins clawing and biting at him, seeing Marthow as a easier target. So first is a 22.
Yep.
And then a 13.
Just hits.
I'm going to use my reaction to fire an arrow to reduce the damage he takes by 3,
Okay.
knocking back
So
a bit.
So the claw does 3 damage, having been reduced by the arrow that Ivar launched, and then its bite 6 damage.
So that's 6 damage total.
6 plus 3, 9.
Okay.
You hear more sounds that are louder from the room beyond. It's filled with smoke, so you can't really see what's going on. You can't even see the larger knoll, even though you can sort of see the mist swirl as it continues to swing blindly in front of the threshold from the opposite side of the room. And you hear savage cries and screams from within that room as more creatures have arrived to see what's going on. So
We may need to go out the window.
Petrie is up. Right now you guys can act in any order you want. The larger knoll is kind of incapacitated at this time because of everything that's happened to it. So you guys can just kind of act freely. What do you want to do?
Oh, so we took.
Marthaw's gonna cast Fly on himself.
Where's this guy? Did he like sort of sneak out while we're all fighting?
That's a good question. Who is supposed to be watching him?
Exactly, yeah. But I was at the window most of the time, so I don't think he could have got past me, but he could have just went pew into the smoke.
Yeah, he's also much smaller now, so...
Yeah.
Marthow got hit, right? Concentration check involved and the reduce spell.
I did.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, with that reduce, it would have ended much sooner than that because you cast Hex.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
So he got back to normal size.
Is Hex a concentration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's kind of like a hunter's mark.
So I'm going to throw a alchemist fire flask out the door into the hallway, so when they come in, they'll at least have to run through flame.
Give me an attack roll for that one.
It's a 12 plus dexterity, I guess. 15.
All right. So you launch your alchemist fire into the smoke. It easily passes through the threshold. You hear the smash. You hear the whoosh of the flame, and then you hear a couple of screams of agony.
I repeat, we should probably go out the window.
And yeah, you guys do notice that you don't see the guy that was originally there at all.
Right.
I can try to carry Ivar. I don't think I'm not necessarily a strong character, so I don't think I could bear Tacitus, Petrie, or Elmorn.
Giant Elmorn.
Yeah, egg yolk Elmorn.
I don't think I can bear him in any capacity. Probably only Ivar could I carry.
Could you use your fly on multiple people?
I could, and you know what? If I can have it instead twinned that, I could cast it on somebody else too.
Okay. I'll let you retroactively twin it.
Okay. Is that okay if that's a concentration spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'll since Elmorn
Just make sure you don't break concentration because it's going to break them on both at the same time.
Yeah. It's real fun.
So Elmorn is big right now and large.
No, he just looks like it to the Flint. It was a Flint. You guys are fighting.
There was some talk about him feeling.
Yeah, when you were talking about my egg thing, you were saying I felt bigger, but I don't think it was like the actual enlarge status.
Oh yeah, no. You guys don't see any change in Elmorn except for the appearance of this mark on his forehead. Elmorn, you have this sense that you feel much bigger than you used to.
I'm going to I'll cast the I'll twin the second fly spell on Tacitus. I'm assuming he's kind of within.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. Then what? We gotta go out this. How many people we have here exactly?
We should tie up loose ends. And Petrie walks over to the ogre with the dagger in his hand.
Yeah, the dead the dead guy.
Is it dead? Is it dead? I thought it was just like all the blood had been drained from it.
No, it's dead.
That usually means death. Yeah.
Yeah, not in Magic Land. So they could still be alive, undead.
It seemed to be that his death caused those gnolls to appear.
Oh, well, Petrie's just going to take its head.
Well, you guys, the wolf is still in the room with you.
We've pacified it. Nice, Dougie.
No.
But it does have intelligent eyes, and it is kind of, it has pulled back to wait by the door for the reinforcements.
I would tell the wolf that we had nothing to do with killing its leader, but Hacksaw McGee's chopping its head off, so probably not going to believe you.
Petrie, now's not the time. Don't do that. We need to get out of here.
So I will just climb up on Marthow's back like Master Blaster.
That's exactly how I imagine it.
Well, we're definitely going to need this head. So Petrie still tries to get it.
I'm positive we don't need the head.
We can give it to the Fleshweaver as some sort of gift. I need it.
The who?
Well, there's
The
another.
Fleshweaver.
There's another blue headlet right there on the wall.
Oh.
Take
Oh
Mom.
yeah, Mom. Okay, all right. And I sort of just like stop cutting its head off and walk over to the wall.
How big is this thing?
It's like 10 feet tall, so
The head?
the head is probably like, I don't know, the size of maybe twice the size of a basketball.
Oh, that's fine.
It's not practical.
I'll just drop it out the window and pick it up when I'm down there.
Not to mention, you don't. Well, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
But you guys do see some hands, well, really claws and weapons beginning to come through the door as the creatures inside are getting their bearings.
Marthow's just gonna jump.
And that's causing the wolf to bark, to try and signal with the sound of its bark to help them orient where to go.
No, he's trying to warn us to get out. He's helping us. He's a nice man.
Marthow with
Nice doggy.
jumping out the window. So they're jumping out the window, and we're flying around.
Can anybody else do that besides me? I can carry like one person probably. So
I hand you the head. Just carry that.
and I drop it.
Oh.
So wait a minute, you're trying to pull the head off the wall?
Yeah.
Give me a strength check.
Well, Petrie's the strongest, so you know. And he actually is. He got a nat 20.
All right. So what happens is you begin pulling. You get your fingers around the edges and you're pulling it from the wall, but it's pinned on the wall. It's anchored into the wall, and so you pull your feet up and use your feet to leverage yourself and try to pull from your legs. You loosen it, but it also weighs about 30 pounds, and you fall straight on your back onto the stone floor of the trophy room, and then it falls on your head.
Oh, so I'm wearing it.
And actually, one of the tusks actually carves a nice little gash across your forehead.
Nice, dude. Scar for the
sweet.
ladies.
Yeah.
That's never gonna heal.
Yeah, reducing your max hit points even further.
I'm gonna go to the window and see if I can spot what this shadowy figure was that I glimpsed before.
Good idea.
You see several of them flying off in the distance.
Any way to tell what they are?
With a very high roll of a perception check.
Okay. I mean, I could certainly try.
Yeah?
Nope. 7.
All right.
Is there a Ivar and I are hovering outside the window. If I look up, or either of us look up, do we see the roof?
Yeah.
How far from the roof are we?
The roof is probably about 30 feet up.
Okay.
You also notice from flying outside that this building is actually built on a platform that raises it above the ground. and it's a 2-story building, but it's raised off the ground, so it looks like it's more like 3.5, 4 stories tall. But the actual living space is reduced because it's on a raised platform. Like it's like on legs or stilts or something.
Let's see.
Alrighty. Well, I'll just, at the window. I'll just look at like, all right, who's coming here? I can carry one of you. Maybe we can get up to the roof, come back down, get everybody else. But we got to move.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty sure we need this head. And I start lugging it towards the window.
I froze up there for a second.
Petrie's still convinced that the head is important and is lugging it over to the window.
Alrighty. I'll take it and I will drop it out the window. And I will grab him and I will fly him up to the roof.
Okay.
Fine. I'm fine with being left behind.
You're not being left behind. You're holding the fort.
Exactly.
All right, so everybody is flying up to the roof. While that's happening, Elmorn, as he kind of readies his weapon and prepares, the creatures finally break through the wall of smoke.
I'm coming. I did intend to come back down.
I know.
All right.
But I think that's a good place to leave off for tonight. Leave it a bit of suspense.
What? What's gonna happen to Eggmorn?
Dun dun dun.
Tony, if you don't know, I have a little companion called Egg, and Mike is implying that I have somehow gene spliced with Egg during this teleportation process.
Or that you just have egg on your face.
That too, but Egg wasn't in my pouch, which leads me to believe that I've been spliced with him somehow.
What was so special about this egg?
Nothing really. He was just my buddy.
Okay.
He gave you your resistance.
Oh yeah, that too. He was a friend. He was more than a friend, really. He was a lover.
Okay. Sure. Whatever floats your boat, man.
As much as
So,
an clause could be.
Before we end, Tacitus and Marthow, each of you guys can give me Arcana checks.
It's a 9.
I still have 3 action points. Could I just use all 3 to get a 20 on it?
Absolutely.
And that 20? Total 27.
All right. I'm going to send you a little bit of email.
But I had a 12.
So, all right. So, what did everybody think about tonight's game?
Get out of town with a 12.
Yeah, it's good to leave there.
That, and I'm pissed.
Like you, the person, or you, the character?
Me, the person. I want to know what happens to Eggmorn.
We shall find out next week on McCormick's Folly.
That reminds
Also
me of
intrigued
Dragon
about
Ball
that
Z.
little-
I don't know why. You guys ever watch
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z back in the day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Eggmorn's been trapped against the wall. I'm going to power up for the next 2 episodes, okay?
What? No, 1,000.
I just noticed this pow right in the pisser. I thought it was Kisser. I kept seeing Kisser. So I do want to ask everybody, because I did feel like, I don't know if it was the break or what, but I just felt kind of like off a little bit, especially towards the beginning of the game. Like I felt like I was kind of monopolizing what was going on. I know that there was a lot of kind of exposition trying to get through. But I just kind of felt like that was a little bit not where I'm normally at as a DM.
No,
So I was just wondering what you guys were
I
thinking.
just thought, I thought Marthow was just having a moment. I was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I also didn't really feel good at the beginning. I feel way better now. So.
Okay.
When there was that stuttering, I wasn't entirely sure what was going on with the teleport, because sometimes there was a little bit of cutting out, so I missed a couple words.
Yeah.
But rather than stop everything, I just figured I would catch up.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, because I think part of that was. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say,
Go
like,
ahead.
particularly when the guy, I knew there was a guy in the room with the ogre maid, but I wasn't clear if the guy who was running through the window was that guy, or if that guy who yelled and wait when we started to teleport, if like somebody jumped into the teleportation circle with us. So there was a little confusion on my part.
So I'll try and be a little bit more clear in the future, but I also, if you guys notice me jutting in and out at all, let me know as soon as possible, because like tonight, the reason was, first, I forgot to connect my Ethernet cable, but then that didn't even help because I forgot to turn off my Wi-Fi, and so my Wi-Fi was competing with my Ethernet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so that is possibly why some of that was a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
I will say that you guys are definitely in Droaam right now.
Yeah.
And you can tell that because you've heard, some of you have heard of Knolls and Flynn's and things like that, but they've never been seen too far outside of this country.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
same
I'm
thing
a
with
little curious.
ogre mages or G mages.
I'm a little curious about the Colma part and what was it? Yeah, and like and like seeing that creature again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just foreshadowing. I don't know. We'll probably get back to it. But
I'm definitely weaving in different things for you guys to follow. And
yeah, I'm not sure if it's like I'm not sure if it was just like a callback to Colma or if it was like an actual hook, like a plot point or something. So I guess that's something I just have to figure out.
Colmar's game is continuing, guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll see you next week.
Yes.
All right, take care, everyone.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.